Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my video on the new God Wars Dungeon 3 front. It is the fourth and final front of God Wars Dungeon 3, although I do think we'll have like a fifth part of Elder God Wars next year. This is the final front, they're saying, and this is like an RS3 Inferno from Old School. It has Zook, which is the final boss of the Inferno in Old School, in RS3. It's going to be another wave-based encounter, just like the Kiln, just like the Fire Cape, but this time it has checkpoints at specific times. There's a normal mode, there's a hard mode, and there is far less waves. I believe they said there were 17 waves, which makes it way better in general. It is coming October the 25th, which means it is out next week, and I am excited. And I'm kind of looking forward to what it brings. It's nice to see that God Wars Dungeon 3 is giving us all different types of content. We had a skilling boss, we had an enrage encounter, we had like a default boss in Karapak, and now we've got a Kiln style boss that's going to be a better version of Kiln by the look of things. We all know wave-based encounters aren't the most entertaining things in the world, but hopefully they've learned from their lessons and whatever with the other ones, and they're making this one how people would want it. So let's get right into the rewards. First of all, you get Little Zook, which is the pet. He is here on screen at 200 hard mode kills. You also get a skin from him. Instead of it being a 1k pet, because it's the waves encounter, it's only 200. Because obviously the fight's going to take longer and whatever. The skin for this one just turns him orangey. It doesn't change it much, but I like skins when you hit certain thresholds. It's a cool thing they've done with God Wars Dungeon 3. They are also adding a Magma Tempest ability codex. The mages among you will appreciate the all-new two-handed magic basic ability. So it's a brand new basic ability. You create a 5x5 damage dealing area on the location that you click or the monster that you click. And the AoE will last 9.6 seconds and hit 8 times. That's pretty damn cool. I like that a lot. You have another god book, the Scripture of Fall. Like all the other Elder God books, it's the same stats, everything like that. And when you activate it, you'll deal 20% more damage and take 10% more damage for 15 seconds when it procs. That's pretty cool. It makes you a glass cannon. I like that a lot. You also get the Igneous Stone. This is used to upgrade your Kiln capes, and you can see all of the capes below. They actually look pretty decent. I'm not the biggest fan of the default melee one, but the range and the magic are kind of cool, and when you combine them, they get an actual like animation and particles to them. They don't have any particles or animations for the default capes, but the combined one with the animations and stuff looks pretty decent. I quite like it. It's kind of what you expect for like a Kiln style cape, and yeah, I'm okay with those. I think they're decent. Each of the small capes will give plus 43 in whichever style they are good for, and then the combined one is a hybrid one with 43 in every style. Not only does it give 43 in your specific style or the hybrid one giving it in every style, it also gives you an extra effect on the cape. The melee one boosts overpower, making it cost 60% adren and making it hit twice. The range one empowers Deadshot, again making it cost 60% adren and causing it to hit additional damage. So it's like a really hard hitting damage over time now for Deadshot with this cape, which is pretty cool. And finally, the magic one, as you can guess, is going to boost another ultimate. It boosts Omni Power, and it makes it hit 4 times at slightly reduced damage, and also costs 60% adren. So they're trying to make ultimates that aren't really used in rotations used more, which I am all for. I think that is really good. Making redundant ultimates actually relevant is nice. These capes, very cool. And obviously, this cape right here, the combined one, that will have the effect of all of the capes, as well as 43 in every style. So it doesn't matter what style you're using, if you have this cape, it will work for everything. Which is how it should be, right? Getting the best in slot combat cape by combining all the combat capes. Sounds great. And then you have this weapon. I'm honestly not sure on how much I like this. It looks decent, but I don't think it's the nicest looking weapon in the world. It's okay. But the effect of the weapon is pretty strong. You can see the die variants on screen now. It's a tier 95 and it has a special attack. The special attack is called Igneous Cleave, and it deals an initial big hit, and then it hits 6 hits of ability damage as a bleed over time. And it increases the damage of the bleed every time it ticks. So each hit will be getting 5% more powerful every time it hits the enemy, which is pretty good. But in addition to this, If your target gets hit by a burn or bleed ability while the cleave is going, the effect will be extended by an extra hit to a maximum of 5 additional hits. This means it could last up to 11 hits, again getting 5% stronger every hit, meaning that can be an insane bleed in a group encounter. Pretty damn strong weapon, I like this a lot. Then there are two final things. We have the Pontifex ring upgrade. As always, we now can upgrade it once again. This is the fourth and final upgrade to the ring, and once it's fully upgraded, you'll be able to overpower it. This gives you access to all of the buffs it gives while having it equipped. I'm not 100% sure on the stats of the ring, but if it's decently statted, it could be a very, very strong ring in God Wars Dungeon 3 in general. But if it doesn't have good stats still, then it probably won't be worth wearing. Then finally, we have Pernix's quiver. A lot of people have been talking about having a quiver to hold bolts and arrows for such a long time, and now we finally have it. In the Tier 3 Elder Troves for full, you'll be able to get quiver fragments. When you combine 100 quiver fragments, you can make the legendary Pernix's quiver. It grants access to the 2 ammo slots, and it will automatically swap between them when you swap your weapon. So if you swap to a bow, it will swap for you, which is really nice. In addition to this, it gives your range attacks plus 4% maximum damage when hitting targets below 25% health. Range can hit very hard with like the Seren God bows and the dart bows and stuff, so this is a pretty decent upgrade right there. And once you craft this, you can sell it, but if you use it, it's bound to you forever. So use it if you're only going to make sure that you're keeping it forever. And that is it for the loot. I think this front will be very good. The loot seems very nice. We've wanted an upgrade to the Kiln Cape for so long. We finally got that. We got a new Tier 95 melee weapon. I'm surprised that it wasn't range, but I guess range is so strong anyway, it doesn't really matter. Plus range got the quiver, so it's not like range is getting nothing. One last thing I want to comment on before rounding this video off is the checkpoints. You get checkpoints every 2 waves, so if you have to leave with a teleport or if you die, you can come back and you can start from your previous checkpoint. This means that, you know, if you die, it's not heavily punished as much as Kiln, and I think that's what turns a lot of people away from that type of content. It takes too long and there's no checkpoints and it's rather annoying, so that's quite nice to have that. Then in hard mode, there is only 1 checkpoint, and that's right before the final boss. So hard mode, I guess, is supposed to be harder, right? So it makes sense that there is less checkpoints and stuff. So for the more casual players, you can do normal mode and chill, and hard mode will be a bit more intense. Hard mode also increases the enemy's HP, increases the loot, and obviously gives you a chance to receive the Tier 95 sword. You cannot get the Tier 95 sword from normal mode. Alongside the upgrade to combine all 3 capes, I believe that is also only hard mode. And that is it. Hopefully you did enjoy. Give me your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, until next time, see ya.